And you won't get away with what you've done to me.
Now, look, I didn't come here to be threatened. Now, why don't you just admit what you were up to in Greece and quit trying to hide behind this ridiculous
never in
kidnap
Greece,
story?
And you know it.
Lance, you were trying to track her down. Was she in Greece or not?
I called the State Department. They checked with the Greek authorities. They said you had been in the country.
Ha.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Angie, what about your passport? They would have had to stamp it if you went through customs.
That's right, Frank, and I've had it with me all the time.
What?
Well, it's a trick, that's what it is.
Stamped by Greek customs at Athens airport, in and out.
Of course.
The dates coincide with when Angie disappeared and when he got back.
I was locked in the penthouse of the New Globe.
Oh, yes, and I'm sure you can describe it perfectly.
Of course I can.
Well, you should be able to. You used to own the place.
That whole floor was always for office space when Douglas Channing owned it.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute, Richard. Angie, can you describe it right now?
I certainly can. So why don't you come with me, and then you'll know I'm telling the truth.
Admit it, Garth, you put on a wig and pretended you were Melissa.
You better laugh while you can, Richard. This place is exactly as I said it was.
This floor's been empty for almost a year.
Now, why don't you tell us where you really were?
I knew that he would redecorate those rooms the minute I escaped.
I suppose he also spread a year's worth of dust on everything to make it look convincing.
That's exactly what he did.
Grandmother, I know you have a reason for telling me the story. Why can't you trust me enough to tell me what it is?
Why can't you trust me, Lance?
Frank.
You okay?
He doesn't believe me. None of them believe me. I think even Xiao Li is trying to humor me.
Yeah, well, you know, it is kind of a hard story to swallow.
And you don't believe me either.
Angie, I certainly don't think you're lying.
You think I imagined this whole thing?
I'll tell you what I do think. I think you should get some rest.
Oh.
I'll call you later.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Pilar.
Angela.
Yeah.
Isn't this a little obvious?
Sometimes things are so obvious, nobody sees them.
What are you doing?
Do you know anything about breaking and entering?
Actually, no.
Stick with your old dad.
You've been following me, haven't you?
Why would I want to follow you?
You know, I wouldn't do this if there were any other way to find the truth.
Who are you trying to convince, me or you?
Shelby?
Can you explain, Mrs.
Well, you about ready to give up?
Look familiar?
It's Falcon Crest's phone number.
Let's keep looking.
And you actually treated Maggie
Hey, what's this? It's locked. Kind of makes you curious, doesn't it?
Should have been a thief.
Hey, it's always good to have something to fall back on, isn't it?
What is it?
Copies of the deed to Falcon Crest.
They must be the trial copies. Practice for the forgery. Is this proof enough for you? That I'm right about Angela?
Oh, Angie.
You've testified that you've known Angela Channing all your life.
Yes, that's right.
Ever know her to lie?
Objection. Irrelevant. I'll allow it. Answer the question.
No, I never have.
You're under oath, Mr. O'Grady.
I'm aware of that, Counselor.
Did Mrs. Channing tell you that she was kidnapped and taken to a penthouse in the New Globe?
Yes.
And did you see this mysterious penthouse, Mr. O'Grady?
Yes?
Well, describe it for the court.
Well, when I saw it, it looked like an old abandoned office.
Ah. Mr. O'Grady, I show you exhibit number 1. Can you identify this for us?
Mrs. Angela Channing's passport.
Are you aware, Mr. O'Grady, that Mrs. Channing claims that she was kidnapped on her way to the airport before she ever left the country?
Yeah.
Could you read for us the point of departure for the last entry?
Athens, Greece.
What kind of letters are you taking?
Surface plugs. They're the best of that.
What time you want to start out?
As early as you like, as far as I'm concerned. I just want some peace and quiet, away from lawyers and courtrooms.
How's it going?
Not the greatest. Angie screamed at Richard in the courtroom. Not that I blame her.
Oh, Frank, I forgot to tell you. Nathan Farley called.
Who's that?
A detective that I hired? He'll be picking up those forged stock certificates from Harris.
Still with the cloak and dagger stuff, huh? Why don't you give it a rest, Nick?
Fight fire with fire, Frank. As soon as we get those certificates in our hands, we nail him.
Hey, kid.
Hi. I'm going over to Gabriel's for a minute.
Hey, you're going nowhere. You're grounded, remember?
Come on, Dad. It's just for a minute.
No, Ben.
Hey, don't forget we're going fishing tomorrow morning.
No, you guys go without me. I got some homework to do.
Come on, you can do your homework when you get back.
No, thanks.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that kid.
Listen, just take it easy on him. He's going through a rough period right now. Just give him time to get over losing Anna.
How much time, Frank? When do I get him back?
I know you forged the deed, Angie. I can't prove it, but I know you did it. That was wrong, Angie.
Well, I got my land back. That's what matters.
You know, I've been thinking. All the years of fighting and the deaths. My brother Carlo, Melissa. Throughout it all, you and I have remained friends. A Gioberti and a Negretti friends, best friends. How the hell is that possible?
Because you always knew I was right.
What are you talking about? I always turned a blind eye to your faults. Well, you did the same for me. No, we just always accepted each other, that's all.
Sometimes we expect the impossible from our friends. But we always know that friendship will hold.
What do you want me to do?
Something that will change your whole life. Are you game?
Melissa was so young when she died.
Yes, she was. Come over here a minute. Meet great-grandfather Franco.
Born 1870, died 1905. Well, he was young, too.
Yep.
How'd he die?
He was murdered by Paolo Gioberti.
What happened?
Who knows? I guess Franco was a hothead. And Paolo hated him because he was an Agretti. You see, the Agrettis and the Giobertis spent their whole lives fighting. Not living, fighting. Where'd you go, buddy?
I was just thinking.
Like I said, it's been rough on you, but it's been hard on your old man, too. Don't shut him out, huh? Enterprising sons of bitches, I'll say that for them.
What?
You read this one?
No, not yet.
It says it all right here. My great-granddaddy, Franco, won Falcon Crest from Paolo Gioberti by cheating him in a poker game.
You mean the Agretti stole Falcon Crest?
That's right, and that's not all. Then Paolo got mad and murdered Franco.
You're joking.
Not joking, it's all right there. Listen, to hell with all this deed business, whether it's real or phony. Now, why don't you call that detective of yours and send him a check and fire him?
It's not that simple, Frank. The fact is that Angela blackmailed me, and Lance was in on it.
You don't get it, Nick. Nobody from day one has been in the right about all this. I'm sick of it. Let's get this feud over now.
Sorry, Frank, I can't do it.
Why?
Because my duty is still to Melissa and Joseph, and I betrayed them. I'm gonna nail Lance and Angela.
I've taken a long time to think about this.
But will you do it?
Yes, if it's what you really want.
It is.
I can't approve of this, Angela.
Father Bob, it's the only way.
It isn't right.
But you're my friend. You don't want to see me locked up in an institution or put into Richard's hands, now do you?
Father Bob, I've always trusted Angie's instincts. If she thinks it's right, I can't argue with her.
Don't do this, Angela.
Well, under the circumstances, it's the only thing I can do.
I find Angela Channing mentally disabled to conduct her affairs. Conservatorship is awarded to her son, Richard Channing.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
This court is still in session.
Poetic justice, Garth. Angela's lost the one thing that meant more to her than anything, including her children. Falcon Crest belongs to me now, and I don't even want it.
That'll be all, gentlemen. Quiet in the courtroom. Due to information just presented, conservatorship is now awarded to Angela Channing's husband, Frank Agretti.